Hey everybody, happy Saturday. This is Sarah Moores, aka Thelovelyaphrodite from Instagram. I promised you guys I'd be getting on my YouTube account and getting some videos up, so I've been scrolling through my Instagram trying to find the best video to start with. There's so many things I could have started with this week, but I decided to start with hair. Yes, hair. Because my life is very much about my hair. So this is my best tips and tricks about how to keep your hair bright and how to keep it healthy. Next week, I'll be coming at you with a video on my best advice on how to get your fitness and weight loss journey started. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video and you won't run away and not watch the next one. Here you go. Okay, so I'm just going to start with a couple tips and tricks that a lot of you have been asking me for. Just regular hair care stuff that I use every day. It is a decent amount of maintenance when you have bright colored hair, so just be warned, if you do plan on doing this, any type of bright colored hair, there are things you have to think about. Your hair will bleed, you need to have pillows you don't care about wrecking, things like that, especially when working out. That's why you'll see me wear a lot of sweatbands, things like that, and keep, you know, the kind of pink sweat off my face. You do get used to it. There are a lot of little things that you get used to with having this color of hair, but just be warned, there's a lot of upkeep. So one of those things is that you're putting a natural product into your hair that dries it out, strips it of its natural oils, and creates breakage because it takes protein out of your hair. So one of the things that I learned is that the best way to put protein back in your hair, or one of them, is coconut oil. Coconut oil, I was reading online, you can put this in your hair and your hair can actually absorb up to, I believe it's 20 times its volume in coconut oil. And it's got a lot of protein in it and helps restore a lot of essentials to your hair. I use this for everything. That's why I have a giant jar that is basically, well, you know, empty. This I bought probably about 3 weeks ago, probably about that. This will last me about 3 weeks to a month. It's about 18 bucks for a jar this big. I use it for everything. I use it for makeup remover, moisturizer, cooking, many different things. But one of the best things I found it for is hair. You can do a lot with coconut oil. For example, you can saturate your hair in coconut oil overnight. This is not water, this is coconut oil. I have had it in all night. It's about 10:30 a.m. on a Saturday. So basically what you do is you can heat up coconut oil one of two ways. You can put it in a glass container and heat it up in some warm water. I wouldn't recommend microwaving it because it does damage the oil if you heat it up too much. But what I do is I just grab some oil, rub it between my palms, heat it up, and then just rub it through my hair until my hair is fully saturated. Another way to keep it in your hair, because it's going to feel gross sleeping with oil in your hair, I'm not going to lie. You have to be dedicated to your hair to want to do this. But all I have is I have just a plain toque that I will keep my hair in. So I will either braid it or just bunch it up on top of my head. Sometimes I'll put it in a bun after it's got the oil in it and just throw on my toque. So this is a black toque. It's just a knit toque. I sleep in it. It does come off sometimes, so do make sure you have pillows or sheets you don't really care about, I guess. But this is one way I do saturate my hair and make it softer. I will sleep in this, and then again, like the coconut oil, it just makes the fabric soft. You go to wash your toque and your toque will be super soft. Just an extra added bonus of the coconut oil, I guess. Anyway, so that's one tip I use. Another great thing about coconut oil in your hair is you can literally put bleach over top of the coconut oil. So the bleach will steal some of that protein and that essential oil from the coconut oil instead of your hair. And I do use this method when I'm bleaching my roots to help protect the rest of my hair from the bleach, and it works fantastic. Your hair will never come out softer if you bleach it with coconut oil. So that's one of my best tips I got for you. The next one I got is how to keep your hair so bright. So I get asked a lot how I maintain such a bright red color. You can't really see it right now because it's bad lighting and also kind of oily at the moment, but and faded from the week. I haven't put color in it since the beginning of the week. So what I do is I have my favorite ever dye, which is Special Effects. I don't know if you can see it. Special Effects hair dye. This stuff is the shit. This is the stuff I have used since I was 14. I love this stuff. I get mad if it's out of stock. I cry, I pout, I complain. This is the one item I can't live without. I like to mix colors, which is awesome because you can mix these colors and make colors that you like. Cherry Bomb, and this one is Nuclear Red. So this one has the UV properties. It'll glow under a black light. This one will make your hair almost like an orange red. And for me, I like the color. I did go with this for a while, but I really like the cherry element. This has more pink tones in it so that when my hair washes out, it's not as orange. It also gives it this really nice kind of cherry bomb red, which I love. So these are my dyes. The other great thing about these dyes is you can add them to conditioner. So what I do is I have a container and I add it with a bit of conditioner, a little bit more than you would use on average. Like you probably use about the size of a quarter. I've never used the size of a quarter. Let's be real. I've always been like into my hand, big glob, throw it in my hair. So whatever you use, you're gonna wanna like 5 times the amount. Like there's a decent amount in there, you can see it, but you're gonna saturate your hair with this. So what I do is I just add the color until I have the color I want in here, in the conditioner. Mix it in if you have a brush, like these are one of my tinting brushes. You can get these basically anywhere you buy hair dye or any hair care place. You might even be able to find them at Walmart, to be honest. Just mix it in until the color is consistent with the one in your hair or a shade slightly darker. And then you're going to rinse your hair just a little bit with warm water just to loosen up the coconut oil because it's been in all night and I noticed that, well, I'm in Canada, it's cold. My hair will actually get stiff because the coconut oil does harden back up a little. So I just run a bit of warm water through my hair. I towel dry it off until it is fairly dry. You don't actually want to put conditioner in your hair when your hair's soaking wet. So all the properties don't get into your hair. You want to actually try and dry it out or wring it out the best you can. So I dry my hair out with a towel and then I take my rubber gloves, which have been overused. I need new gloves. Honestly, I have so many gloves, but I'm epic for, like, epic's not the word. I am known for taking gloves and using them until they are, like, gone. So I like to reuse things. But anyway, plastic gloves, take it, put it through your hair, and then I like to take a clip and just, once it's all saturated, clip it up and leave it in my hair for another probably 15 to 20 minutes. You can leave it in longer, but just keep in mind the longer you leave dyes in your hair, the more dry your hair is going to get. Another important element to this is the type of conditioner you use. You want to make sure you're using a moist conditioner or a revitalizing conditioner. One of my favorites to use is this OGX, is that what it's called? Organics, there you go. Organics, these guys here. This one is coconut milk conditioner. It's got whipped egg and coconut milk to help with protein in your hair. I find this one really helps a lot. So I use this as my conditioner. I'll add in the dye, leave it in for 15-20 minutes, something like that. You can leave it in for less too. The moment you put it in your hair, the color will start to take. So just remember that. And then after I wash it out of my hair, I try and rinse it out with cold to lukewarm water. Towel dry again, and then just take your regular amount of the conditioner, add a little bit, and let it sit in your hair for another however long you feel it needs to sit. Sometimes I'll let it sit for about 10 minutes. Just make sure it's saturated in your hair. You can comb it through. That's also a good idea, so long as you have a wide tooth comb. Don't use a fine tooth comb because you can actually create more breakage in your hair. But use a wide tooth comb and just make sure it's all brushed through. And then rinse your hair out with, again, lukewarm to cold water. It doesn't need to be freezing cold. Like I'm not about that life. I like to be warm. So I do use like lukewarm to warm water. I don't love using cold water on my hair, although a lot of people will tell you that's how you reserve color. If you do it this way though, you're honestly not going to lose a ton of color. Another thing to think about is with colored hair, you don't wash every day. As a matter of fact, I have pretty much eliminated shampoo from my life. Like I use a little bit of shampoo when my hair gets really gross, but doing this method actually eliminates the need for shampoo a lot of the time. Just because it lifts a lot of the crap out of my hair when I'm doing it this way. So I will use shampoo if my hair is really gross, but I don't use it every day. I don't use it as often as I did. Sometimes I'll go a week or two without using shampoo. I'm actually on a 2-week kick. I'm experimenting with not using shampoo at all. I've heard of using different things like apple cider vinegar and baking soda on your hair is better. I haven't tried that yet, but if I do, stay tuned because a video will be coming. Anyway, let's get to styling tips, and that's about all I have with my naked face and no makeup. So yeah, hope you enjoyed these tips, and I hope that if you decide to take the plunge into colored hair, you freaking tell me about it, because I love colored hair. That's all I have to say. Bye. Okay, so once you guys are done with leaving the conditioner and the dye in your hair, make sure you rinse it out really, really well. And then before your hair's dry, again, make sure you towel dry. You can use something in your hair called oil of Morocco, or some type of oil that you can add to your hair for extra shine, extra protection. This one in particular actually helps with the proteins in the hair like we were talking about before. It helps with breakage. You can style your hair with this. The only thing with this one, it's thicker, so make sure you don't add too much or your hair will get oily. And make sure you're brushing it through with either a thick bristle brush like this or a wide tooth comb so you don't break your hair. Then for during the week when your hair's dry and you want to just give it a bit of a boost, you can pick up another lightweight oil. This one is by Mark Anthony. Again, it's just another macadamia oil treatment. This one's lighter, so again, you can add it to dry hair and use it for styling. And that's pretty much all I got for little tips and tricks on how to get your hair, your dyed hair, your processed dead dry hair to look natural and vibrant. Well, as natural and vibrant as it possibly could with this bright color. Hopefully those tips help you guys this week. Again, I am not a hairstylist. I am just a person who's been playing around with hair dye since I was 14 years old. So these are just my basic tips and trips. If you guys have any good tips for me, please leave them in the comments below. Send me links to videos. I love new tips. I love trying new things. That's how I got to this point, was just by reading on Google and trying things. So if you guys have some better tips for me, please leave them below, or questions or videos you'd like me to do on my hair. Please leave them in the questions below, and I will definitely try my best to get to them as quickly as possible. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and be nice to your hair.